A monthly retirement budget of $2,000 can feel restrictive in many parts of the world, but in parts of Central Europe, it can still support a stable and predictable lifestyle if expectations remain realistic. Poland and Hungary are often mentioned together as affordable retirement destinations, but affordability alone does not determine whether retirement feels calm or constantly stressful. In this video, we compare Poland and Hungary using the exact same budget and categories, so the comparison is about numbers, not opinions or relocation marketing. This content is for educational purposes only and does not provide financial or relocation advice, because retirement decisions depend on personal circumstances. The goal is clarity, not persuasion, and understanding where long-term pressure points can appear when living on a fixed income. We begin with housing, because rent is usually the largest and most inflexible expense in any retirement budget. In Poland, housing costs vary significantly between Warsaw and smaller regional cities, making location choice extremely important. From modest one-bedroom apartment outside the most expensive neighborhoods, long-term rent often falls between $700 and $800 per month. To remain conservative and realistic, we use $800 for Poland, assuming a safe neighborhood and a standard long-term lease. In Hungary, rental prices outside central Budapest are generally lower, especially in smaller cities and residential districts. A comparable one-bedroom apartment in Hungary often rents for around $600 to $650 per month. For this comparison, we use $650 for Hungary, reflecting livable housing rather than the cheapest available listing. At first glance, Hungary appears clearly cheaper on rent, but housing quality and predictability also matter in retirement. Poland has a growing number of newer buildings, while Hungary has more older housing stock that can increase heating and maintenance costs. This means Hungary may be cheaper upfront, but Poland can sometimes feel more stable month to month. Next, we look at food, because groceries represent a daily cost that quietly shapes long-term affordability. In Poland, a realistic monthly grocery budget for one person who cooks most meals at home often ranges from $320 to $360. For this comparison, we use $350 for Poland, assuming a modest diet with occasional meals outside the home. In Hungary, food prices can be slightly lower, but inflation volatility has made some categories less predictable in recent years. We use $320 for Hungary, reflecting local shopping habits and a non-luxury food budget. Healthcare is one of the most important factors in retirement planning, especially as medical needs tend to increase with age. Both Poland and Hungary offer public healthcare systems, but many retirees choose private care for speed and convenience. In Poland, private healthcare subscriptions or insurance often cost between $140 and $180 per month. We use $160 for Poland, assuming regular access to private clinics and specialists when needed. In Hungary, comparable private healthcare access often costs slightly less, typically between $120 and $140. We use $130 for Hungary, staying conservative while assuming consistent access to private medical services. Healthcare costs alone do not decide retirement success, but they strongly influence peace of mind. Next, we examine utilities, because energy and heating costs can quietly become a second rent in colder climates. In Poland, utilities including electricity, heating, water, internet, and mobile service often average between $250 and $320 per month. We use $290 for Poland to reflect a realistic year-round average rather than seasonal lows. In Hungary, utilities are often slightly lower on average, but older buildings can create sudden winter spikes. We use $270 for Hungary, assuming a standard apartment with normal usage patterns. Transportation is the next category, because mobility affects daily comfort and determines whether a car becomes necessary. Poland has strong public transport in most major cities, allowing many retirees to live comfortably without owning a car. We use $70 for Poland, assuming regular public transport use and occasional regional travel. Hungary also offers affordable public transport, especially in Budapest, but rural living may require additional planning. We use $60 for Hungary, assuming mostly public transportation and limited taxi use. Now we include a category many retirement budgets ignore: the monthly buffer for unexpected costs. Unexpected costs include dental work, prescriptions, appliance replacement, travel to family, and administrative expenses. A budget without a buffer is fragile, so we include one intentionally to improve long-term resilience. For both Poland and Hungary, we include a $200 monthly buffer to reflect realistic life expenses. Now we calculate total monthly costs for Poland using the selected assumptions. Poland totals approximately $1,870 per month, leaving about $130 of remaining margin. This means retirement on $2,000 works in Poland, but requires discipline and careful housing choices. Hungary, using the same framework, totals approximately $1,630 per month. This leaves roughly $370 of monthly margin, providing more flexibility for inflation or surprises. On pure cost math, Hungary clearly offers more breathing room within a strict $2,000 budget. However, retirement is not only about monthly totals, but also about predictability and system stability over time. Poland is often perceived as more institutionally stable, which can reduce long-term planning stress for retirees. Hungary can feel financially forgiving month to month, but inflation volatility deserves careful attention. Currency movements also matter for retirees whose income is paid in dollars or euros. A larger margin helps absorb these shifts without forcing lifestyle cuts. Lifestyle factors such as walkability, safety, healthcare access, and bureaucracy shape daily retirement satisfaction. Poland can feel easier for retirees seeking modern infrastructure, while Hungary can feel calmer but more traditional. Neither option is universally better because priorities differ. If your priority is maximum financial margin, Hungary is often the stronger choice on a strict $2,000 limit. If your priority is predictability and long-term system confidence, Poland may feel safer even with less margin. The best retirement decision balances affordability with peace of mind. Understanding both benefits and limitations allows for better long-term choices. Retirement freedom comes from numbers that work and a lifestyle that keeps stress low. This concludes the video.